Look at the rookie.
All right. You win.
I got the pen! I got it! So I came back from watching the new Pixar movie Lightyear, the new self-solo movie from the Toy Story franchise of Buzz Lightyear, and honestly, it's a good watch. I do have to say though that this movie is not really intended for kids 100%. It has a more serious toned one. The plot is mostly for adults to understand, or at least teenagers have to understand. For kids, I can see why this movie can be confusing, because honestly I'm not a really big fan of time travel stuff, so Endgame was like a very, I don't know, complicated movie with me, but it was still good. The hype and everything for this movie has been out for like 2 years. Honestly, it did land in my expectations of things. I had an open mind when I went to go watch it, and honestly, it didn't disappoint me. It was a fun watch. The jokes were actually hitting. Socks is basically like the most funniest character in this movie. Like, he carries the comedy. He is the comic relief of this movie, and it's just, wow, they really nailed this character. Even with the most simplest jokes Socks was giving out or saying, it was good. And the rest of the comedy of this movie was just simple, yet it was just also cliche in some parts. There were like a lot of cliche bits in this movie that would be like, oh, okay, that was just expected. Zurg was a very good villain in this movie, though kind of disappointing at the end. I wouldn't want to get into spoilers, but I'm gonna have to. I can't, for the love of, I can't do a review without giving spoilers. I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how some creators do that, but I don't know. I have respect for that. So yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler review. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a fun watch. You enjoy it. Alright, so with that warning out of the way, let's get into the review. Firstly, this movie is not really for kids, like I said. It's a more serious toned, not that much aspects a kid would enjoy per se as much as Toy Story does. Toy Story has like a lot of more colorful, more more sunshine and rainbows and everything, and it's just, I don't know, it's more simple for a kid to understand. But this one is mostly aiming towards adults and teens, if I'm being honest. Like, if you show this to a kid, like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, like that and everything, they wouldn't understand the plot. It's just a bunch of serious talk and everything about the mission, with the whole time travel thing. So for a kid, they will be confused as hell. So they're gonna have to rewatch this movie when they're older. Another thing I did like about this movie is just like, the flow was great. The characters are likable. None of them are like really annoying, except for, I forgot her name, the granddaughter. Izzy. Her name is Izzy. She can be sometimes the most clichéest character of all time, but it wasn't that bad. She, of course, messes up some things that makes the movie continue like that and everything. Like, she lost the crystal. She launched out something from the ship that caused them to crash or something. I don't know. It's just like a bunch of cliche stuff in this movie that can just honestly be avoided, but they did it just for plot reasons. One thing I didn't like about the movie was like the whole time travel thing. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of on a whole time travel. It confuses the hell out of me. Like, at the end, Zurg was revealed to be Buzz Lightyear in the future, so it was like an old version of Buzz Lightyear, not his dad. Buzz Lightyear did make a joke about his how about Zurg being his dad. Like, when Zurg was appearing and you see the silhouette of the person, he did say dad, and they said, think again, I'm you from another future, from this happening from this time. Like, I tried to do the speed limit, like, I don't know, it was like a bunch of confusing stuff. Like, he explained everything on why he's there and how they're like in the same universe, but it still confuses me. I still don't know 100% how that worked, so that was kind of a letdown. So Zurg is Buzz Lightyear in the future, not his dad. Like in Toy Story 2, it was revealed that he was his dad, but I'm not sure if that was canon. But other than that, the movie was pretty good. The animation is godly good, man. Like, the animation and visuals, good job, Pixar. You guys nailed it. I love the aspects of this movie, like the visuals, the landscapes, the way they look, the way the suit looks. It was just incredible to see every time. Later on in the movie, they get new suits, but with a brighter green, brighter whites. You know, it's not all dark like in the first hour of the movie. So that was a plus. And they also did have emotion in this movie. Like, you know how Pixar movies, they always have like that one dramatic and emotional scene that breaks up the characters and everything. In the beginning of the movie, I did like 20 minutes in, when Buzz Lightyear kept coming back every 4 years after the time warp and everything, every time he tried to attempt a mission. Yeah, 4 years passed every time he comes back, so 4 minutes equals 4 years for the people back on the planet. We did see his best friend. I forgot her name again. God, Alicia? I think that's her name, Alicia. Buzz Lightyear's best friend. We did get to see her get old. She did have a wife. They did have a son. So that was emotional, seeing them grow up. And it was kind of heartbreaking and breaking that Buzz stayed the same because, yeah, time travel. But we did see them getting old, having their granddaughter, having, you know, as a son, like I said. It was just, I don't know, it was just very emotional. When she was on the deathbed hologram, that was emotional. Like, Into Infinity and Beyond, that was pretty good. I felt that, honestly. I haven't felt that in a Pixar movie in so long, but it did hit. Honestly, now that I think about it, there were so many cliche bits. Like, you know, like that one part they were sneaking past through all, like, the animals or the alien type of, enemies in that one area with the spaceship when they were invisible. Yeah, honestly, that part kind of, I don't know. It was just kind of odd, like saying like, oh, Buzz didn't tell us about the time limit on these suits. And it was just like, I don't know. There's always something that makes like the plot happen. It could have been taken more realistically, but come on, it's an animated movie. So of course there has to be some cliche bits to make the plot extend and happen. Other than that, this movie was a good one. I can see why people don't like it as much. You know, it's not really a kids movie, 100% rated PG, but in the same time, it's just mostly for teens and adults. Another thing I didn't like about the movie was the end of Zurg. So Zurg didn't exactly die per se. He just got the crystal and then just poof, he's just gone. Like, I don't know where. I don't know. They just like let him off to the side, and you know, we didn't have full closure of Zurg. Even though he was pretty cool throughout the scenes, his robot actually looks really good, like actually terrifying. But the character himself, like, since it's Buzz in the future, of course he's good at first, and then next thing you know, oh, he's bad, he's the bad guy. Of course, you know, that cliche thing. But when he was chasing Buzz down in the spaceship, when he was going down back to the Earth, I believe, Zurg was attacking the ship. He got the crystal that he needed, and then he's gone. That's it. Like, they didn't even mention Zurg after that when Buzz saves everyone. Nothing. I don't know. It just felt off. Like, they didn't fully disclose Zurg's character. Like, he's just gone. Maybe they're saving him for a sequel. I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a sequel, since this is the movie that Andy watched to get Buzz the figure. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any sequel to this movie. I also like how towards the end they finally introduced or showcased Buzz's wings in the suit. Like, they never even mentioned the wings throughout the full movie until the very end, where he has to save everyone in the ship. Like, it was a cool moment. I legit said, hey, like, hey, there they are. There are the wings. They finally showcased the wings. And then in the end, everyone got wings. So it was like, the old suits didn't have wings. Apparently, they didn't have wings. Just the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter, and just like laser blast and everything. It was just cool, but at the end, they all got wings. I also like how they like call back to Toy Story movies, like saying like, you're mocking me, aren't you? And just like, why don't they answer when you know, when we're calling Star Command? Why don't they answer? It's just like a bunch of, you know, bits from, you know, Toy Story movies that are actually really fun once you do get the references. But yeah, I give this movie a 7.3 out of 10. I actually want to go watch it again. It's a very, very fun watch, and everyone has their own opinions on it. So if you haven't watched the movie, go ahead and watch it. I recommend it. It's a good spin-off movie of a beloved character, like a solo type. I do hope they do make a Woody's Roundup movie, like Woody gets his own movie like how Buzz just did. I don't know, it's just like to see the two iconic characters of Pixar, you know, have their own spin and everything, you know. But this movie does this hit for me, and yeah, I can't wait for Pixar's next big hit. They better have good animation and visuals like this one, dude. Like, wow, this animation was pretty good. Alright, so that was my review on the new 2022 Pixar movie, Lightyear. Fun watch, go watch it. Time travel just screws me up, man. If you did enjoy, leave a like and comment down below what you guys think if you did watch the movie already. Also, I'm going to Disney next week. Let's go! I'm finally going back to Disney after 8 years. Last time I went, I was 11. Now I'm 19. So this is gonna be a whole trip down to memory lane. Anyways, that's all I have for today, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new here to join the Ring Army. My name is Nines, and I'll speak to you guys on the next run.